Hi, Robert. How's it going?
How are you?
Doing well.
Oh, how are you, my young man?
Doing well. How
Let
are
me,
you?
I'm good. Let me pull something up. Hold on.
Okay.
We'll wait for other people to trickle in here. Hold on. Busy day. How about you?
Yeah, same. Busy day, but good to be busy. I know once the holidays come around, maybe it's not as much busy, so.
Yeah. Yeah. The holidays are an interesting time. No doubt about it. Hi, Rach.
Hi guys.
How's it going?
It's going good. How's it going for you?
Going good.
Is it going to be just us, Rach?
Yeah, Olivia might hop in like at some point, like at the end, but
Okay.
I'm not sure.
All right. And I told Gabe what was going on with the reschedule. I don't know if we could reschedule, and that's no big deal. Well, I got your resume here, young man. Tell me a little bit about yourself. You've definitely been in the sales space for quite a while, it looks like.
Yeah, definitely.
Tell me about that.
I'd start right now, currently at Instawork. We're a staffing software platform, and it varies who we're selling to in terms of just the day to day. I'm doing about 50 super personalized outbound dials and maybe another 25 to 50 outbound emails. So it could be 75 to 100 touches. Again, the focus on personalization and just strategic outreach being, like I said, we are selling staffing where we could sell to a mom and pop event setup, takedown shop for, say, like a wedding or gathering, as well as we can do staffing for Marriott, a Hilton, a stadium, a large warehouse, like Coca-Cola Swire is one of them, and even like hospitality, like restaurants. So sales cycle also could vary too, whether it's 24 hours, like if we have a credit card and you sign up and download our app, or again, like if it's one of these multi-location deals, maybe it's got to go through a bunch of decision makers and it could take, a few weeks to a month or so.
Okay. Interesting. And social media manager, co-founder, remote. So is that something you started up and tried to run on your own, or?
So originally, yes, I started it by myself and then brought on a couple other like co-founders and a bunch of virtual assistants. And with a lot of the recent AI tools, that's something that we scaled up and pretty much automated. That is what kind of got me into like the staffing space and brought me to the role where I'm at Instawork.
What are you on YouTube or something?
Everywhere. So we've got like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and then as well like a pretty wide network of other content creators that are pretty big as well that we're kind of working with.
Nice. Yeah, I see that. YouTube ads. And then before that, again, all these were remote jobs, right?
Yeah, outside of the one I'm currently in at Instawork, which is hybrid. So it's yeah,
okay.
which
Tell me about that.
so hybrid, and I moved out to Phoenix, Arizona, like for this role within the last about a year ago. Originally, I'm from Michigan. One, I was looking to like be in the sun and just have better weather, and
Right.
yeah, I moved from like downtown Phoenix to now I'm in like Mesa, Arizona. So
Okay.
it turned that commute to some days it could be up to an hour long. That's the biggest reason that I've been looking for fully remote, and then as well, just seeing what you guys do at Alley Oop, where like you've seen, I've had a lot of different sales experience where I started in real estate sales and then went to like the advertising tech side, and it's really cool to be able to sell for a lot of different verticals and work with a lot of top companies, and you guys have mastered that.
Yeah, it adds to your skill set.
Yeah.
Every sale, every avenue you're selling to, you just get better at sales. Sales. I've been in sales 33 years. I
Wow.
learned a long time ago. Once you learn how to sell, you can sell anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you're selling, whether it's $1 widget or $1 million deal, it's a sale. So that's interesting. And you have a nice place at home, nice and quiet. You've obviously been working remote. You got a good tech setup and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think somebody mentioned that the reason why you were late is you have an offer or an interview. What was going on?
Yeah. I've had a bunch of interviews. Just kind of been like super actively looking, but yeah, being transparent, I did receive an offer from one of the companies in Structure. It's like an ed tech company, and yeah, I've got a couple other like second round, third round ones that I've been doing as well. But
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, we would want to know the level of commitment from you. Obviously, we're committed, or we wouldn't be talking to you on a third interview. But
yeah,
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay.
sweet.
Uh, I am a director of sales. I also run the home team for Alley Oop, where we drive business towards our AEs, our account execs,
Hmm.
and I also do training because we have a system where we bring new hires onto the bench. I train them. They sell for Alley Oop while we're training them, and then we move them on to different client accounts.
Hmm.
You would be a senior, so you would have 2 accounts at a minimum, maybe 3, and you'd have a certain KPI you have to hit every day. And of course, we give you the tools for that through Orem, Outreach. We have a parallel dialer, so you
Nice.
just push a button and just wait. And it works really well. And then we have quotas that you can hit on any account you're on. So you can get, if you have 2 accounts, you can get 2 quotas, 2 commissions. If you have 3, if we think you're good enough and we move you on the 3, you can get commissions on 3 different accounts.
Nice.
You get commission from the first day here, but you have to hit quota, but there's no 90-day or 6-month period before you qualify for commissions or anything like that. These are what our competitors do, and we learn from what our competitors do, and we learn what not to do.
Hmm.
So, and it makes sense to us. So, and I'm going to play a recording only, and you have the script?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to play a recording. I only want you to hear how the pitch goes.
Okay.
It's a layup. This is a script layup, but so what? It's a deal. And it's the script that got her the meeting, and it's because she didn't mess up the script.
Yeah.
Because this young woman had never done this before. This was her second or third day she had ever cold called in her whole life. She worked in a dentist office.
Whoa.
But she was fearless. She crushed the interviews with us. She crushed the role play. I couldn't believe she had never done it before. And it's because she was fearless. She just read the script. And then the second day, she did the same thing again. And
Right.
you'll hear the outcome, which proves the script is your happy place. It's the thing you always default to. You don't want a job where you have to tap dance and make stuff up all day long. That's stressful. Tell me if you can hear this. Oh, wait, wrong one. Sorry.
Hello.
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Hey, is this Julie?
It is, yes.
Hi, Julie. This is Amber. I'm calling from Alley. How's your day going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing swell. I can't complain. Hey, I know I'm catching you in the middle of your day. Is it okay if I take 27 seconds of your time?
Sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So I have you down as the director of sales for WTSO. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so simply put, we help companies like yours hit their sales targets by providing high quality sales meetings or demos for your sales teams. Now, we don't do the sales for you, and we're not a marketing agency. We do it in a number of unique ways. One of those is how I reached out to you, a simple phone call, and it's really effective for getting your sales teams in front of people you want them selling to. My role is to set up a 15-minute exploratory call with Holly or Joe, our experts. They'll go over exactly how we operate, answer any of your questions, and within 15 minutes, you will know whether to further the discussion down the road. And if not, it's really no harm, no foul. It's only 15 minutes. Do you have any time in the next day or two?
Let's see. Friday.
Okay, let's look at Friday. And are you Eastern Standard Time?
Yes.
Okay. I have an 11:30 or an 11:45. Would any of those work?
11:45.
Okay. So I'll put you down for that 11:45, and then I have your email as. Actually, I do not have your email. What's a good email for you?
You can use Julie at WTSO.com.
So just your first name at WTSO.com?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I will do that. I'm going to send you an invitation. It's going to be a Zoom meeting with Holly or Joe. Just please accept it just so we know you're coming. And then if you need anything, I'm going to give you my information as well. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Other than that, is there anything you want me to include for Holly or Joe? Just so they know?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, sounds good. Then I will do that then. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Pretty impressive, don't you think, for the second or third day?
Yeah, very impressive. She sounded like a natural.
I think it was only her fifth or sixth conversation that
Wow.
lasted longer than a minute. And when she hung up, I was live listening because I was training her.
Mhm.
And she hung up and she went, "Wow, it really does work."
Mhm.
Because she had no idea what it was like to read a script to people on the phone and have them say yes. Yeah, it was just the script works. It's your happy place. You can try to tap dance, but you got to be careful who you're tap dancing in front of.
Yeah.
If you're talking to salespeople, especially, they know what you're doing. The minute you start tap dancing and making stuff up, they know exactly what you're doing, and you're starting to lose them.
Yeah.
You're losing them. So I can train people on all that, how to get that out of the system and whatnot. I was looking at your resume. You have a very interesting resume, young man.
Thank you.
Very. Let's do a role play, unless Rachel has any questions. Let's do a role play. And you have the script that she sent you,
Yep.
okay? And I'm going to be Robert from ABC Company. I'm a VP of sales, and I live in San Francisco, California,
Okay.
which is the craziest place on earth right now, from what I hear.
Yeah.
I'll give you some pointers. I just want to hear how you sound saying the script, how you do standard rebuttals, normal rebuttals. Don't try to make anything up. And any objection I give you, I promise you, it's going to be on the second or third page of that script. I'm not going to throw any wingers at you yet. I just want to hear how you sound
Okay.
on the phone. All right? Having a conversation. I'll shut my camera off so you don't think I'm staring at you. Whenever you're ready.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey. Robert?
Yeah,
Hi, it's Sharif with Alley Oop. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I know I'm catching you in the middle of the day. Is it okay if I took maybe 27 seconds just to explain why I'm calling?
Sure, go ahead. I'll give you
Sweet.
30.
I appreciate it. Well, I've got you down as the VP of Sales at ABC Company, and Alley Oop is a leading prospecting company. Simply put, we help companies like yours hit their sales targets by providing high quality sales meetings or demos for your sales teams. Now, we don't do the sales for you, and we're not a marketing agency, but we do it in a number of unique ways. And one of those is honestly the way I reached out to you, a simple phone call, and it's very effective. My role is to set up a 15-minute explanatory call with Holly or Joe, our experts. And on that call, they'll go over exactly how we operate, answer any of the questions you have, and shoot, within 15 minutes, you'll know whether to further discussion down the road. And hey, no harm, no foul. If not, it's only 15 minutes. You have time in the next day or two?
Oh, man, we already use a company to do that.
Oh, nice. And if you don't mind me asking, what company are you using?
I don't want to divulge that, man.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure, whether it's internal or external source for outreach, but on that 15-minute call with Holly or Joe, would love to compare side by side with what you're currently doing. And maybe we could see if that would be valuable. Again, you don't even have to divulge it, what company you're using, but do you have any time tomorrow just to compare?
I have no time. I'm just so swamped. It's end of year's coming up, the holidays. I literally have no time.
Shoot, yeah, I understand it. I've been super busy too, and I understand time is very valuable. And again, that's why we only ask for 15 minutes. It's not a sales call, and we couldn't even do a sales call in 15 minutes. How would maybe next Tuesday sound?
Can't do next Tuesday. It'd be better if you just send me an email.
Got it. Okay. And what would you like specifically in that email?
A little bit about your company, what you do. If you have pricing details, that would be cool.
Okay, definitely. And honestly, I would hate to misquote you. Typically, that's why we just would set up a quick 15-minute call so that we could go over specifically what your situation looks like, and that way we can, give you some valuable action items and then go over pricing. I mean, I've got some time. I know next Tuesday wouldn't work. Maybe if like the middle of the week, afternoons, mornings, what would you say would be better for you?
I think Friday's better for me.
Friday?
Friday in the morning.
Got it. Perfect. Friday morning. And what time zone would work for you?
What time zone will work for me? I'm in the Pacific time zone.
Okay, Pacific. Perfect. And then Friday morning, is it, some specific time that you've picked out on your calendar?
9, if you got it.
Okay, perfect. Got you down for 9 a.m. And, before I send over that email, is there anything I should just include in the notes that would make that call super valuable to put down for Hollywood?
No, that's cool. That's cool. I hear what you got to say. You did a good job, young man.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Last question. How many SDRs do you guys currently have on your team, just out of curiosity?
Well, we don't have any on our team because we use another company.
Got it. Perfect. Well, again, we'll cover everything that's necessary in comparing that other company on that call, and maybe we can even dive into how many SDRs they're providing you and the logistics of that. But yeah, I've got you down 9 a.m. So see you then.
Okay. Come back to us. How do you feel you did?
So I did good. I was kind of bouncing around to looking at a couple of the different objections, but I feel like outside of that, I definitely think maybe just being a little more precise with the objection handlers have been better.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate you?
I would say 7.9.
Okay. All right, Rach.
Yeah, I agree. I think you did pretty well.
Mhm.
I liked how you stayed calm. I'd say around 6 or 7.
Yeah, I'd say around a 6 or 7. You got to be careful about overrating yourself because maybe you haven't been around a really good cold caller yet, and then you'd say, "Wow, if he thinks that's a 9, then I'm a 6." So humbleness works in sales. It just makes you want to get better and better and better and better and better. I've been in sales 33 years. I learn something every day. I learn something every day from Gabe or other salespeople. I steal it from him. I mimic him. I channel him. If he says something good that sells, I'll say it. And it doesn't have to come from me. I don't care. So the other thing I would worry about is when you get yeses, you got your deal. You got what you need.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to keep selling.
Okay.
Here's a good rule to remember. Once you hear a yes, you stop selling and you start agreeing. Once you hear a yes, you stop selling and you start agreeing. You wrap it up, get everything you need, get off the phone. Because any word you say after you hear a yes could be something that messes them up or makes them think something different.
Yeah.
And then they may pooch your deal. And you already got the yes, so don't worry about it. But I thought you did a good job.
Thank you.
And you're picking up. It flows. It's only your 4th or 5th time you probably ever read it. So imagine how you would sound after saying it 100, 500 times.
Yeah.
And a lot of the rebuttals in the alley-oop script you could use on any account, anywhere in your whole life. They're just standard rebuttals. They're not account specific. They don't drop names. They don't mention alley-oop.
Right.
Sometimes you don't even have to mention the name of the account exec. Doesn't matter. You're selling a meeting, not the deal.
Right.
All right? Hi, Olivia joined us. Hi, Olivia.
Hey guys, yeah, I missed some of that at the back end, so I'm not sure where we're at in the process. Is that our second or is that our first?
That was our first role play.
Okay.
And then I asked him some questions in the beginning about his makeup. He's got a very sales specific resume, so I wanted to find some info about that. He's been working remote jobs, he's used to that. So on this role play, I'm going to be harder,
Okay.
only because I want to see how you can progress and what your talent level is. That's what this is. And then again, it'll be on the script. The rebuttal will be somewhere on the second or third page. Okay. But I am going to say something, maybe, I don't know, that I want you to either pick up on, that this is a sell point that I can attach to and try to reinforce to get him to the meeting. And I may say something that's not on the script. You never know. That's the way a cold call goes, right?
Okay. Let's do it.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Robert. This is Sharif with Alley Oop. How are you doing?
Good. Do I know you?
No, not at all. That's actually the reason I'm calling. You don't know me, but if you had, say, 27 seconds, I'd love to tell you why I'm calling and who I am.
Yeah, go ahead. But I'm really super busy, okay?
Got it. I'll be quick. Reason I'm reaching out, I saw your VP of sales over at ABC Company, and we at Alley Oop are a leading prospecting company. Simply put, we help companies like yours hit their sales targets by providing high quality sales meetings or demos for your sales team. And we don't do the sales for you. We're not a marketing agency. But we do that in a number of unique ways. And one of those is actually how I reached out to you. Simple phone call. It's very effective. So my role is to set up a 15-minute explanatory call with one of our experts. They'll go over exactly how we operate, answer any of the questions you have, and shoot, within 15 minutes, you'll know whether or not it makes sense to move forward. You have any time in the next day or two?
I'm not the right person for that.
Ah, okay. And that's very, very interesting. Like I said, I had you as the VP of sales.
I am, but there's like 14 of us. We're stretched all around the world. I don't know if you did any research on our company, but we sell in multiple different areas. So I know the person. I think I know the person, unless they change the role. And she definitely would come to me, as I've been here the longest, for my input. But just right now, I just can't focus on it, and I don't even remember who it is.
Got it. That makes sense. But question then, if, say, we did set that call up and you found the information valuable, do you think you could figure out who the right person is, or maybe just take it up the chain of command?
Well, yeah, I'm part of the chain of command. Of course I could do that. Well, if I was going to do that, I need an answer to a couple questions, okay?
Okay.
All right, so like I said, there's 14 of us, VPs of sales, all around the world. We basically sell in Australia, Canada, the United States, and Great Britain. So, again, I said we're all over the world. How would you handle the different time zones? It's the one thing that we just cannot seem to get our handle on.
Yeah, different time zones can be tricky, and honestly, that's...
And, now that you brought it up, you're the one that started this, so we also do bilingual. So we have people that we would prefer if they could speak Spanish and English, because we really never know, especially in the southern United States, California, which is a big market for us, Florida, if they would be bilingual. Is that something you guys could provide?
That's a really good question too. Got it. So around, say, 14 VP of sales, bilingual, in different time zones. Honestly, I would love for that to be the first question you asked our growth director. And I know at the start of the call you said you didn't have too much time. So what I would actually do is just set that call up for you. Would, say, 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. work better tomorrow, and we'll get those questions answered?
I can't do it tomorrow. I just said I don't have any time, right? So if I was going to do it, it's going to have to be, give me enough time to see if I can bring the right person with me.
Right.
I can do that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
What I would...
So,
oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna say, I mean, shoot, if you need some time to figure out who that right person is, it seems like now maybe is a good time you'd be free. Would you say
It's
same
not.
time, like next week around this time?
Give me 2 weeks.
Okay, so 2 weeks around the same time, and yeah, I'll set up a calendar invite, super tentative. Should give us enough time to get the right people added to that call, and
Okay.
we'll do that then.
That sound good.
Sweet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Come back to us. How'd you feel you did on that one?
I felt like that one was a little bit better than the first one.
I agree. These are standard ways you have to handle things. When you don't know, don't BS. Always put it on to, that's why I called you, man. I called you so you can find that information out from the expert right over there. Holly, I'm not the expert. Holly's the expert. And that's how you do sales. To get what you want, it doesn't matter as long as you get what you want in sales. So, Rach, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I agree. I think this one was much better.
You were on his second interview, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And Olivia, were you on his second?
Yeah, I was on a second.
So did he progress from there?
Yeah, I thought you did good, Sharif. It sounded more natural. You were stumbling, but that's just, I think, human nature. But what I think you did really well is those stumbles, you figured out what to say, and then you found your pathway. So, you handled these objections, and then you came up with wording, and you held a conversation, and then once you clicked, you were like, all right, that's where I'm going to go with it. And I thought you did really well with that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You were smooth, too. I like it. There's no panic in you, which is 90% of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
There is no reason to panic when you're cold calling. They don't know who you are. They never will know who you are. And you'll never, ever have to talk to them again. So if you stumble or mess up, okay, so what? I keep going for it. Until they say no or hang up, I just go for it. And that's why I've been successful for 33 years. So, yeah, I thought you did really well. That's the one that I would give your highest score to.
Thank
Just
you.
saying that.
Thank you.
Oh, well, I got all I need.
Sharif, tell me, you received another offer. You wanted to still have a conversation with us.
Yeah.
Can you disclose some of the information, what you're thinking, where your mind's at with everything right now? Because, I've talked to some of the team, and we really enjoyed getting to know you over the past couple weeks.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I've really enjoyed getting to know you guys, as well as getting to know Alyssa on the last call. And so, you guys would still be like one of my top candidates. I definitely would just love to know what everything else looks like moving forward and be able to make a decision.
When is your ideal start date?
I would say like between, let me see, I would say between like I'm thinking the 25th, I think it's the last week of the November. So probably last week of November to like start of December-ish.
Okay. We have a start date on November 20th. That would be ideal, but we are building out for a December 2nd start date. I need to connect with the timeline and make sure that works. In terms of this other offer, is it also a remote position? Is there anything that you can provide us if we do decide to move forward going forward with that?
It's another remote position as well. So, it really comes down to like the solutions and behind the company, which I do like the opportunity to be able to learn a lot of different verticals and sell for a lot of different industries with Alley Oop. So yeah, I would say not too much outside of that, really.
Okay, so it comes down to just really the products that you're selling?
Yeah.
That you're passionate about?
I'd say definitely like product market fit. And then, if there are some details, I know we kind of talked a little bit about it during the interviews of like just percentages of team members hitting quota. That would probably play a big factor into it too. But yeah, outside of that, that's really mainly two things I'm looking for is like good product market fit. So if you had any knowledge of which verticals or some of the companies on your end that I'd be starting with as well, that would be helpful too.
That's actually information I wouldn't know. That would be information that we'd have to get from Alyssa.
Yeah. We get new accounts all the time. We're signing up new accounts every month. There's no one in this company that can tell you what 8 new clients or 10 new clients we're going to call next month and what vertical. But you're touching on something really important about sales. When you start learning the art of sales, the more verticals you're exposed to, you learn from every one of those verticals. It becomes like an octopus where you're just sucking information in and you just get to be a better salesperson in anything you're doing because you start to realize I can sell anything I want.
Yeah.
Anything I've ever tried to sell, I sell. So that's something you're going to learn here. We do offer very competitive quotas. You got to do your numbers. You got to hit your numbers, and we do have ways to listen because we're fully remote. This isn't our first rodeo. We've been doing fully remote for a long, long time, so we know every trick in the book. So, but you have massive opportunity to learn sales, to make good money, great culture fit here. You'll see that the first day you're on the sales floor. The culture fit here is amazing. We have SDRs in South Africa, South America, Caribbean, Puerto Rico, and everywhere in the United States you can imagine. So, but I want to make sure you're committed to us. We can commit to you, but it looks to me like you stick around somewhere for a while. You don't just up and leave. It looks like every job you've been in for at least a year and a half. So you do try to make it work, right?
Definitely.
That's what I would want to see, because I'll work with people hard. If I take them under my wing, I'll work with them. But you got to give back too.
Yeah.
And I do need to ask one more thing. What is Hacking with Homies?
Yeah, that's a tech conference in tech conference in Michigan. So yeah, it's a pretty cool conference where like everyone comes together, and they were doing like different like demos and things like that, and then as well they had like some fireside chats, and it's like a yearly winter conference. That's
You
pretty
young
fun.
people. And it looks like you've joined a lot of societies too and went to conferences. So you've always been trying to progress yourself for the last 8 years at least.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'd like to work with you if we can. I think you've got a lot of talent. It's raw. You're like a diamond.
I
You
appreciate
ever see a
that.
diamond when it first comes out of the ground?
I haven't. I've heard it's very rough.
It's covered with dirt, has all these flaws and rocks stuck all into it, and then they clean it up, polish it off, cut it up, and they sell it for millions of dollars.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, Sharif. I mean, honestly, I know I've talked to everybody. We would like to extend you the senior SDR offer and go ahead and get you the details over on that.
Sweet.
Start date, I would have to confirm with my operations manager and talk through them on timeline. So is there, if everything works out, you would need December 2nd. Is there any way we could get you on 11/20, or do you need to be on that December 2nd start?
I would say December 2nd would be better. I mean, worst case scenario, if not, 11/20 may work, but yeah, either way, I'm flexible.
Okay. Just so you know, that next weekend we are off. We work half day on that Wednesday, off Thursday, Friday for Thanksgiving. So really getting you started on 11/20 would just be to get you trained up. You would be working with Robert here and there, getting to learn the team. So
Nice.
It's not like we throw you to the wolves or
Okay.
anything like that. But I'll keep
No,
you
you get
updated
to
on
work
what we
with
hear
me
from
the
that.
first week, 2 weeks, and I give you as much wisdom as I can.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It'll help you.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we'd love to get you that offer over. I'll maybe give you a call or shoot you an email with the details about that, again, after I confirm
Okay.
what that start date ideally looks like. And yeah, other than that, I think that's all I got for you, Sharif.
Thank you again. I appreciate all of you guys for your time.
Take care, man.
You too. All right, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, another offer? 2 offers. That one took about a month, but the other offer from Instructure, which if you guys can see, we're double laptoped up, job stacking, 2 roles already. This would be the 3rd role, but guys, keep working. You're gonna get there. We're all gonna get there. Peace.